What's going on, people? These right here, I tell you, I did the unboxing on the Instagram Live thing the other day, and man, I was not thrilled when I opened this box. Like, I knew what to expect, kind of, sort of, but then when I saw it up close, I was like, oh man, just like deep sighs and sorrow throughout the whole thing. Either way, down there, side of the box and all that good stuff, in case you care to see what's on there, I'll give you that, right? I will say though, speaking of the box itself is pretty cool. And like I said in like the whole unboxing thing, I was like, well, this kind of makes you think about to get like a premium, really cool thing, right? And then like you open it and it's like, oh, the old bait and switch, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's a nice detail that they put into it, so I'll at least give them that. That's pretty all right. But let's go ahead and get on into this, right? Because I don't want to drag this out. I also have a few things to bring up, so gotta kind of move through this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like really spending a whole lot of time on this anyway. So you know what I'm saying? I want to get to those over there because I'm actually looking forward to wearing those and stuff, right? Every several purchases, one of them is like the one, right? And for this last couple weeks, months, whatever, that next one, I like it a lot. Either way, this one right here. This is the Air Jordan 12 in the 25 years in China colorway, something like that. Several years ago, X-Pac made a video called A Night in China. Like, did anybody ever see that? It's a great watch, you know? Anyway, it's really not. It's, if you know what I'm talking about, you kind of get the joke there, but you know. Either way, so here's this, right? We're going to go ahead, go through a lot of the normal stuff, but I'm not doing a full-on review of this because I've touched on a lot of 12s in the last while, right? I actually did a low 12 review not all that long ago, I don't think. So I'm just going to kind of hit some highlights, do some comparisons, and then move on, right? But I'll at least get you some pictures and stuff. So we're going to start with the bottom. Down there, what you're looking at, right? It's a lot of the same type of stuff you see on like a Jordan 12 bottom or whatever. You can barely see like in that middle part, the thing that I like that grid style thing. It's kind of like faded. It's like dark black on slightly darker black, right? So you can't really see it, but it's there if you look close. And then moving on past that, I do kind of like this whole thing that they have going on with this iridescent sort of look thing. It's not the same as like those. There's some Jordan 1s that came out like a while ago that had an iridescent thing. This, it looks like it's just painted to look that way or whatever. But it's kind of a cool look, it's just on the bottom, so why, right? But either way, moving along past that, looking at the midsole and all that good stuff, right? It's stuff you've seen before for the most part. We'll get into some other stuff that you're seeing on the screen in a bit here. But overall, midsole wise, though, standard things, right? And now, of course, like the couple overview shots and whatnot, so you can see what all that's looking like. Because again, I do like to at least get as many pictures into these reviews as I can, so you can at least get a good visual idea for yourself on how you should feel about these, because I'm going to let you know how I feel, but I like you to make your own opinion. And maybe at the end of this video we're feeling the same way, maybe we're not. We can, exchange how we feel at the end or something in the comments if you'd like. But either way, so now that that's all out of the way, right? Here's the thing about this. I'm going to start with these over here, right? Because first off, when you see something like this, you think like, oh, it's got some patent leather on it. Sounds like a pretty alright idea, because when you see like on a Jordan 11 or whatever, it's pretty cool, right? It's got a nice little look to it and makes you think, oh, this is almost got some sort of premium thing going on. So when I hear like, oh, the 12 might have something of that similar nature, I'm like, I'm curious how that might work out. And then I get this, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible, right? I get the effect that they're going for here, but it comes off as just like this cheap plastic that, like, instead of having some sort of prestige and whatnot like this, it looks like some nonsense you'd wrap around a children's bicycle or something, right? So for that reason, I'm just like, why? Now, I get that there might be a reason behind the why, as far as like why this is existing, right? But that reason changed my mind? No, because it still looks dumb, right? It's just maybe there's a reason it looks dumb. But again, that's just my opinion, right? Keep yours, do whatever you want with it. But either way, so that's what's going on down in here, right? Black stuff, got these little colored things going on, sprinkled in and such. It's also going on the inside as well, right? So you got that happening, right? Either way, past that though, as far as other 12 lows go, right? I pulled these things out, picked these up. I think this was like a 2017, 2018 release back in the olden days. Last pair they had in the mall in El Paso that day. I got there a little bit late because I didn't think they'd sell out. I was wrong, right? But it was cool, got them for like the price that I was hoping to get them for. Back in the old days, people look out for you and stuff. So that was pretty nice. Kind of miss those days, don't you guys? Either way, so here's the thing, right? Real quick and all that good stuff. Overall, excluding like the whole mudguard thing and all that stuff, yeah, these are largely the same, right? But one thing I will say is if you actually look at like the leather up close on the white pair, the China pair or whatever, it looks a little flatter, right? And that doesn't have as much of that tumbled look, which is a thing that some people are into. So everybody's got their preference. Whereas this one, if you look in there a little close, like you can kind of see that it does more so, right? So that's like the biggest thing or whatever. But otherwise, as far as lows go, the rest of the materials are pretty much all the same, right? So in case you were curious if there's anything else that's different between these and a standard pair, not really, not really at all. But they do have their own little things just to, since they are like a special thing, they're made for a specific reason or whatever. They do call back to that on the very back here. So what you have back there on the pull tabs and all that good stuff is whatever you're seeing. I honestly don't remember what it looked like, but I took all the pictures yesterday, so I'll just slip one of those pictures in there and then you can see. But I will say one of the things that I noticed was that like at the top here, it's not like all the other 12s, and these are very much the same as any other high 12 or whatever. But this, it's kind of like this thicker style, and it's kind of like more like I don't know what you want to call this overlay on here, but it's not like the standard stitching and stuff. It's got a nice little texture to it. So kind of cool, right? So yeah, this thing has some kind of cool things about it, right? But the cool things that it has are just like so small and minor and like mostly not seen, and they're overshadowed by this, Either way. So I believe that's everything as far as like the visual goes. Oh, one more thing. Down there on the inside, they've got this little foil sort of 25 going on. It's not foil, it just kind of has that look like foil, kind of like reflective-ish. It's not like a 3M thing or anything, but it's just got like that structure to it. Either way, so I believe that is pretty much it as far as this whole thing goes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hit you guys with some personal thoughts, then we'll get on into like all the sizing and stuff. These are kind of terrible, right? There's no other way to really put that. I saw them and I thought to myself, I should pass on these. I should just not bother. But then I was like, you know what? It's a pair of 12s. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe once I get them in hand, I was just lying to myself the whole time. I knew it. I was like, maybe once I get them in hand, I'll think they're okay, right? And so I got them in hand, and if you saw that video, you saw just the defeatedness in my face when I opened that box, because I'm just not a huge fan of it, right, to say the least. Now, one thing I will say, if you're looking at these out the corner of your eye, like some peripheral vision sort of thing, they don't look bad. They don't. It's just black and white, and like, that's passable, right? But the thing is, once you look up close and you look directly into it, that's where the problem comes in. And you start to see all this, and you're like, no thank you, right? At least that's how I feel, right? But it is what it is. Like, the money's spent, the shoes are here, the review has happened or is happening. So they're here to stay, right? Until I guess I lose my feet or my life, whichever comes first. But doesn't mean I have to be happy about it, right? So I sit here, I complain. I always have a complaint, with everything, but nobody made me buy them, right? It's kind of on me. So who am I really mad at, huh? Jordan and possibly China. But either way, that's going to be it as far as like the whole personal feelings about these things right here. It is what it is. They can't all be winners, right? Someone's got to be at the bottom. I feel like I've said that a lot lately. Maybe I've been buying a lot of crap lately. Like crap. Like I refer to everything as crap, but sometimes I actually mean it. Okay, moving on. You guys want to hear about some sizing? Yes? Cool. Fantastic. I bought these in a 9, right? Now, to me, personally, like I feel like Jordan 12s do fit a little bit big, right? So I feel like if you go like a half step down or whatever, you'll probably be okay compared to like your normal Jordan size or whatever, or any other size, whatever your foot size is, just drop it down by a half, right? That's kind of how I feel about these. Now, some people might disagree, and I get that, but it's just they just feel so roomy, you know. So that's my take on it. So that's where like why I got these in a 9 instead of my normal 9.5. Now, past that though, as far as like the comfort and walking around in these, I don't feel that these are like the most comfortable thing in the world. I've said that a million times, right? People say that like the Jordan 12s are in the upper grouping, I guess, of like older Jordans or whatever when it comes to comfort, but that's not saying a lot for someone like me who prefers like a different type of shoe overall, right? Personal preferences play a lot in how you feel about things, and given that I wear a lot of running shoes, my level of comfort or what I expect of it is different. So I don't think these are all that great. But ask the right person and they'll tell you they're amazing by Jordan standards. So there is that to be said. And as far as like the upper and all that stuff, the way it feels and everything, I mean, it's, you know, what to expect from these. It's not amazing out of the box. Like they do kind of break in, but like up front, they are quite stiff, you know? So if you're going to commit to walking around in these for a day or something, like you'll feel better at the end of it than you felt at the beginning. But that beginning, it might be a little rough for some people, right? It is what it is. You know, got to be honest. But past that, like I've worn some of these, some Jordan 12s throughout the day, like going to work or whatever. I don't like it, right? But I don't. It's not bad enough to complain about. I've had some things that I'd complain about. These, not as high on that list, on the complaint list. So that's as nice as I can be about these, honestly, right? I like 12s, I really do. Like that's why I have so many of them, right? But still, it is what it is. So I think that's enough rambling and showing you videos and whatnot, pictures and all that good stuff. So we're gonna move on to the next video because that's what I need to do. So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Like I said, I'll be back. I don't know when these reviews will be posted in what order or whatever, but there should be at least 3 around this time frame that you can watch. So if you want to watch other stuff, you can watch other stuff, or you can do something meaningful with your life. Choice is yours. Later, people.